Elaine Showalter's Inventing Herself, Claiming a Feminist Intellectual Heritage, is an exploration of the lives, works, and legacies of feminist intellectuals. Showalter weaves together the stories of women across centuries who challenged societal norms and carved intellectual spaces for themselves. Despite pervasive discrimination, the book is part biography, part cultural history, and part feminist critique, tracing how women have claimed and transformed intellectual and creative traditions. The work is built around a series of portraits of remarkable women, some well-known and others overlooked, who shaped feminist thought and expanded the boundaries of intellectual and cultural life. Showalter's selection spans figures like Mary Wollstonecraft, the pioneering 18th-century advocate for women's rights, to contemporary feminist thinkers such as Susan Sontag. By situating these women within their historical and cultural contexts, Showalter underscores the challenges they faced and the groundbreaking nature of their contributions. Showalter begins by examining the ways women have been excluded from intellectual traditions dominated by men. This exclusion, she argues, was not only structural, but also ideological, with women often framed as intellectually inferior or unsuited for serious thought. Against this backdrop, the figures Showalter profiles emerge as rebels who defied societal expectations and worked to claim intellectual authority. Their efforts were not confined to any single domain, but encompassed literature, politics, science, and art, demonstrating the broad scope of feminist intellectual engagement. A central theme of the book is the tension between public and private life that many of these women experienced. Showalter explores how societal expectations about gender roles place additional burdens on women intellectuals, who were often expected to prioritize domestic responsibilities over their careers. This tension is particularly evident in figures like Virginia Woolf, whose writings reveal the struggle to balance creative ambition with the constraints of traditional femininity. Showalter suggests that this struggle remains relevant today as women continue to navigate the intersection of professional achievement and personal life. The book also addresses the ways in which women intellectuals have redefined what it means to be an intellectual. Rather than adopting the detached, impersonal stance traditionally associated with intellectualism, many of the women Showalter discusses embraced a more personal and engaged approach. This approach often reflected their experiences as women and their commitment to social justice, infusing their work with a sense of urgency and relevance. Showalter celebrates this redefinition as a uniquely feminist contribution to intellectual life. Showalter does not shy away from the complexities and contradictions in the lives of her subjects. She examines the ways in which some feminist intellectuals perpetuated class, racial, or cultural biases, even as they fought against gender discrimination. For instance, figures like Simone de Beauvoir are celebrated for their groundbreaking contributions to feminist theory, but also critiqued for their limited engagement with issues of race and colonialism. By addressing these contradictions, Showalter provides a nuanced and critical perspective that enriches the reader's understanding of feminist intellectual history. One of the book's strengths is its ability to connect the lives of these women to broader cultural and historical movements. Showalter situates each figure within the context of her time, showing how their work was shaped by and responded to the prevailing intellectual, political, and social currents. This contextualization allows readers to appreciate the ways in which feminist intellectuals both influenced and were influenced by the world around them, creating a dynamic interplay between individual agency and historical forces. The book also highlights the importance of mentorship and community in the development of feminist intellectual traditions. Many of the women Showalter profiles were deeply influenced by their relationships with other women, whether as mentors, collaborators, or supporters. These relationships provided not only intellectual stimulation, but also emotional support, helping these women to navigate the challenges of their work and their lives. Showalter emphasizes the need to recognize and celebrate these networks of solidarity as an essential aspect of feminist intellectual history. Showalter's writing is both engaging and accessible, blending scholarly rigor with a narrative style that brings her subjects to life. She draws on a wide range of sources, including letters, diaries, and autobiographies, to provide intimate glimpses into the lives of these women. At the same time, her analysis is informed by contemporary feminist theory, which she uses to frame her discussions and draw connections between the past and the present. This combination of historical detail and theoretical insight makes the book both informative and thought-provoking. While Inventing Herself is a celebration of feminist intellectual heritage, it is also a call to action. Showalter argues that the stories of these women should inspire contemporary feminists to continue pushing boundaries and challenging norms. She emphasizes that the work of claiming intellectual space is ongoing and that the achievements of past generations should serve as both the foundation and a source of inspiration for future efforts. By situating feminist intellectual history as a living tradition, Showalter underscores its relevance and vitality in the modern world.